What we saying, bros? What we saying, bros? What we saying, bros? Dear God, the quality is bad. This room is too dark. I probably should have filmed this. During the day, that would have been a smarter one. What we're talking about today, we're talking about religious visions, and how, most religions, load of bullshit, load of bullshit. I think the first thing to state outright is I have been given religious visions. Um, they're not something that is gifted to you. Let's get that as a fact, get it outright. They are, oh, what's the fucking word from it? Like a butterfly effect of much grand, like it's like a ripple effect. Something grandiose is going on in the background, and it's shitting or something. Happens to give you like an insight into a higher dimension. Which you got to make sense of. Very incomprehensible stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna tell you that I've got like a great picture of this shit because I don't. You know, it's not the easiest shit to piece together. I think the most important thing about it, having seen them for myself though, Moses coming down with the 5 commandments or the 10 commandments or whatever bullshit he came down with, load of horseshit, load of horseshit. He went up there, he got he got fucking flashbanged effectively and was like, I didn't even know what the fuck I saw. There's no way he had an understanding. There's no way he understood what the fuck he saw. A direct conversation with God has never happened. Um, as much as, like I said, like these almost like flashbangs of just visuals from another dimension are blasted into your minds. Very incomprehensible, hard to make an understanding of it. And from that, they have created their understanding of it, which has then probably turned into most major world religions. That is their way of breaking down very bizarre visuals that they were, projected into their minds. It is also important to understand that none of these are directed. Nobody is the messenger of God. Um, Nobody is given commandments via him. Sorry, wires on the floor. No one's given like messages directly from him. No one's spoken directly to God. Uh, like it doesn't really work like that. Is the bet? That's kind of one of the only concrete things I've been able to get out of this. Um, where the fuck do I even go from here? Um, we're currently undergoing what I believe to be a second war in the heavens. We all understand that that has already happened. I think there's certain things when you look at cross references from you know the Bible as well as the visions I've already seen. Um, that was definitely like an understandable thing that happened. And what that was the easiest way to understand it basically is that there are like we don't have this concept of dimensions, right? Like all this kind of bullshit. It's just that the fourth dimension, the one above us, like that's our god effectively, but like yet they still operate on a plane of existence where a fifth dimensional being is like an eldritch, unknown godlike entity to them, and for the fifth, the sixth, so on and so on. You know, um, yeah. Uh, it was a while ago. I should have made this video sooner because I got all this shit like fucking weeks ago. I've made sure that I am of sound mind, I am well slept, I am sober, I have taken no intoxicants of any kind, I have not drunken alcohol all day, I have not smoked any weed all day, nor have I done any drugs of any kind ever in my life. So, get that out of the way first. I am a sane man, before I get all this schizophrenic discreditation that's going to come in, and people are going to be like, this motherfucker's lying, Do I have any ability to prove what I am saying? No, Neither did Moses, etc., etc. I'm gonna keep on using Moses as an example because he's the only one I can remember right now. I'm sure there were many other people. The guy who built the ark, the motherfucker who built the ark, was that also Moses? I don't think that was Moses, but like he also spoke to God. That was probably a load of bullshit. That was him just seeing into like a plan that they had in the fourth dimension and being very lucky enough to be able to decipher that and go, I need to build a boat. I need to build motherfucking boats. And he was correct in his assumption. Supposedly, if that ever happened, I don't know. I'm not a history nerd. Um, I think there is like scientific proof for like the idea of the flood happening at some point. I might be bullshitting though. I got no clue. It's not something I've researched very heavily. But what does this all mean? Like the understanding of like what is God and all this kind of stuff. It means that we still live in a comprehensible universe. Like our laws of physics and all that kind of shit. Makes sense. It checks out. Like there is no reason to not continue to study sciences to understand the environment around us. the main component that we need to push forward on is quantum computing, which we are already doing. And from that, we have also we found the quantum consciousness kind of idea, and that's really, really vital to what needs to happen, because from there, we need to build a device called the kingmaker. I forget if that's what I called it to my mates, but there we go, kingmaker. Now the specifics of this device, I have no idea how it works. I really hope that kind of shit gets beamed into my mind later. I'm hoping for more great visions, and I hope that kind of shit happens. Maybe this is all I get. Maybe this is my luck run out. I don't get any more. Could be a possibility. But what this device is, to bake it down into a really simplistic fashion, the being above us, like what is our god is effectively an average, entity being within the fourth dimensional plane. That's why there was a war up there at some point. Um, Realistically, what all this shit is over, I don't fucking know, dude. I don't even know what fourth dimensional being eats. I don't even know if they shit. So, who knows what the fuck they were fighting over? Could have been anything. But this thing is going to effectively strip the consciousness out of probably many different people. I don't imagine it's a one-person job, but it is definitely a one-way job in which you replace the consciousness of our universe's god, effectively killing it and replacing it with an amalgamation of minds we already have. Now, they are probably going to wake up. Again, welcome to the other side. I don't know a fucking clue what's going on there. Probably wake up as like a screaming child, like struggling to understand what the fuck's going on. But it is important that those people that become one singular entity then create another kingmaker in that plane of existence, and kill all of them. I don't know. I think this is the thing that people forget a lot of the time, is that God is very much, another kind of like concrete fact from a lot of this is God is ambivalent to our existence. It is a byproduct of whatever the fuck they're doing. It's not like he sat there personally curating the world or the universe. It is very much a byproduct. And for the safety of our own race, it is important we develop this device at some point to kill God and then eventually wipe out his entire race. Because the one thing that I do get from these visions is that, the heavens, the holy lands, the fourth dimension, whatever the fuck you want to call it, not a very stable place. I don't get the impression it's that stable, It very much seems like a bit of a hellscape, I wouldn't say it's the most pleasant place to be. Especially because it's the one that has the most impact on the state that we are in, currently, all the way down here, bottom of the food chain, Kinda sucks. So I think it is in our best interest for our, the longevity of the human race to murder God. We need to murder God. And then murder God's God, and so on until we control effectively every conceivable, reality or whatever bullshit. Basically, it just becomes Marvel at that point. I fucking hate Marvel. You want to ask me something I hate? I hate Marvel. These Marvel nerds sat there. Oh my god, another show where it's the same characters in a different universe, but they like it's him, but this time he's got a wingsuit because he's a wingsuit guy. This is the wingsuit universe. You're an idiot. You are an imbecile, and your media is the lowest of the low. I hope you feel bad every time you go to the cinema and get scammed. Holy fuck, you personally have devalued entertainment. You personally, because you sit there and go, what should I watch? The lowest form of entertainment out there. And, unfortunately for some people, beneficially for others, we live in a capitalistic society, so by you giving them, Marvel their money, you have perpetuated that kind of entertainment in the media sphere. So you should feel bad, and you are an idiot, You are a dumbass. I hate Marvel. If you couldn't guess, not a Marvel fan. I fucking hate Marvel so much. And Funko Pops. You ever see a Funko Pop? Holy fuck, would I rather kill every single person on the planet than own a singular Funko Pop. There is something visceral in my body, mind, and soul when I see Funko Pops, where I just know that this is it. This is a harbinger, harbinger, it's just come to my attention. I've only ever read that word. I've never said it out loud. Harbinger. Is it harbinger, harbinger, harbinger? I don't fucking know. But it's one of those of, let end times, and it ain't looking good. If you buy a Funko Pop, you are funding hell's progression onto Earth. So, if you know a mate with Funko Pops, kill them. You must kill them. It is in God's will to kill them. And by that God's, I mean the one that we're going to murder and become. But yeah. Uh, I'm trying to think of like anything else I can decipher from what I've seen to let it out. Um, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's about it. That's all that's important and like worth knowing. I don't really give a fuck if you believe me. I'm not trying to become a religious leader. I'm not trying to become like a zealot or any of that kind of shit. Um, if you want to give me money for it, though, I'm more than willing to preach for money. Holy fuck. But like, no, this is uh, the same as any other religion. Like they're just kind of dumb. The idea that there's a billion different religions out there that all go like we're the singular correct answer, and as long as you've heard us, you must join us, or otherwise you'll be cast down to the fiery pits of hell. Not a thing. Doesn't happen. Heaven basically is hell. It's just a warscape. People don't know what the fuck they're doing up there. Even though they're like godlike entities, clearly I think they're dumb as fuck and stupid. And to exist in a realm where everything is so incomprehensible, what would your goal be? What would you want to do as a fourth dimensional being? I don't fucking know. Clearly, at the moment, it seems to be fighting a lot. Bearing in mind we're in the second, potentially even like third or fourth war that they've had up there. It's ludicrous and idiotic. Um, so, all these people who are like, I'm ordained by God and all this kind of bullshit, you're not, you're dumb. The Jewish race, when they're all sat there and they're like, we're gonna get fucking what's the like ascension thing? All the people who are like super pure blooded, dumb as fuck, idiotic, laughably dumb. Um, I'm trying to think of other shit that's worth saying. Not really a whole lot. Will I ever see the Kingmaker be made? Probably not. I'll probably be long, long dead by that time, unless we get to the point where we can store consciousnesses in jars or computers. It'll be interesting. I would not like to live as a computer though. I think I would kill myself before I got turned into a digitized version of my mind. Because that sounds kind of horrible. My lungs are giving out. My lungs are going to explode from the insides, and I'm going to die. Um, I'm trying to think of like anything else that was important. Like there was this vague concept. I remember being able to discern from what I had seen of like this fucking holy like six winged like bird entity that was fucking blocking out God or some shit. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you more than that because like I said, mate, you could if I could give these fucking visions to you, you probably wouldn't be able to make anything out of them either. So good luck. Um, yeah, all this kind of shit. Let people evil. Let God. We need to kill gods. That kind of shit. Goodbye.